Ladies and germs, what it do, what it is, what's happening? We are back inside for our little walk today. Yeah, it's getting warm out here again in Florida. So we're back walking around, making you dizzy, but trying to give out some sports picks. 6-1 day yesterday. What? Gave out 5 picks in the video yesterday. Those picks went 4-1. Shout out Big Man Krantz as usual with all that college basketball love. My horrible read on the Cleveland Cavaliers did not do justice. They just got way too far behind. They tried to bring it back at the end. If you watched that entire game or if you turned it off in the fourth quarter because you should have. Cleveland made a run at it and tried to get back in the game and had a chance down at the end, but they just couldn't hold it together. I think the ship has sailed on them being the best team in the league. I did downplay Boston yesterday a lot, and I still don't think it's Boston. I think it's one of the teams we're going to go with tonight. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So quick recap. St. John's, money line, cash, close game, just like we said it was going to be. Nail biter. Marquette is a heck of a team. Gave them everything that they could handle, but St. John's pulls it out at home again. They covered that 2.5 point spread. So if you went that way, like I was talking about yesterday, that's also a good play. And then we had St. John's and Marquette under total 147. I don't even think they were close, even with all the terrible fouling and free throw shooting that happened at the end of that game. I still think it was played in the 130s. So that was nice. So hit both of those. Northwestern and USC over the total of 139, I think it closed at. They were in the 150s, I believe, or both teams scored over 70. So I know they were at least in the mid to high 140s. So covered that one with ease. And then Drake minus 4.5. Drake got his revenge on Kendrick last night. Now that's a joke I made yesterday. Murray State had beaten Drake before in Drake's place. So Drake went to Murray State, beat them by 10. Line was 4.5, so we got that one too. And then as I mentioned, the Cavs pick, which was just no buenos. Did give out, I said 6-1, so we gave out 2 more picks on Twitter yesterday for the 9 o'clock game. Loyola Chicago -2. They ended up easily cruising. And then what was the other one that we gave out? Oh, this was one of my favorites. It just took me some time to get to the number, so I couldn't put it in the original video. But Baylor and Texas Tech, first half under 67.5. I thought that number was astronomically high to start with, and both the teams raced out of the gate scoring, and I was like, oh, crap. And then they just pumped the brakes like I thought they would. They both played defense. Nobody could make any shots. I think they ended up at 57 in the first half or 55 or something. They weren't even close to the number. So cash those. So 6-1, baby. 6-1 is what we're looking for. If you can win 6 out of 7 gambling, you are not gambling, you're winning. So we're going to try to put out some winners today. I wrote some notes down today just to kind of give my input because there's a lot of basketball on. And I wanted to give out my 4 favorite picks today that I came up with. I'm still waiting. Josh may have some stuff to add. It won't be in the video, but we will put it on Twitter. So again, Twitter, spreads and props. Takes 2 seconds to download Twitter. If you have it, if you don't have it and you do sports betting and you're into sports at all, which is why you're watching this video, it makes no sense for you not to have Twitter. There's just so much information so quickly available on there. That's why we post all of our stuff on there. Best social media site for that purpose. So without further ado, these are the picks I'm rolling with tonight. And again, if we've got more from Josh, which I'm sure we will, there's a nice college slate on. We'll add them on Twitter. First one I'm going to go to is going to be, as I was just saying, I don't think the Cavs are the best team in the NBA anymore. I think that title rests with Oklahoma City. They're just a shockingly complete team. They play defense. They can score. They have a superstar that could win the MVP. Now, Jokic, I think, is having his best season ever, so I wouldn't be mad if he got it again. But SGA has just been out of this world. And tonight they have an opponent that you would never really want to lay a lot of points against. Typically, when I'm looking at stuff like that, I just don't. the Suns being like 13-point dog or whatever it is just tells you, A, how good the Thunder are. B, someone's out of the lineup. It's Kevin Durant. As far as we know, Kevin Durant is not playing in this game at all. Do I think he's worth like the 4 or 5 points that this line should be if it was played with Kevin Durant? No, I don't. Not anymore at this point in his career. The Thunder are going to be able to shut down Devin Booker. So my guess is going to be, and I don't like a full game total like that because if you start putting in some bench dudes and they bang some threes at the end, 13.5 is a big number. And I do think the Thunder get up early. That's what they've been doing to everybody. So we're going to take the first half, Thunder minus 7.5. They've been coming racing out of the gates against everybody. It's almost like they don't want their guys to get minutes and they want to just get these games over with as quick as they can. And they're at home, and I don't blame them. They're going to look to just confuse and trap Booker, and you know what? Bradley Beal is not the guy that can be your third scorer anymore in the NBA. As a Heat fan, we dodged a bullet not getting Bradley Beal, and I hope that we don't trade for him here in this Jimmy Butler saga, but and that's another thing. The Suns just have too much in the air with Durant possibly being traded, Beal possibly being traded to. I just don't think they care. I don't think they have the weapons to care against a team that clearly cares every single night. And remember, they're doing all this without Chet Holmgren, who is a fringe all-star type of big man, and he will be a good player in this league when he can consistently stay healthy. So Thunder minus 7.5 in the first half. Second pick we're going to go with a totals pick. The last time this team played, I want to say it was like a few weeks back. Maybe it was December. The Hawks went into San Antonio, and I think the final was like 132 to 126. So you're at 258 points. This total is set right now at 241, I want to say online. That's close to where I'm comfortable at. I'm gonna take it at 240. It's minus 135 on my book. It's a little bit more juice than I want to lay on just a single bet, but I do think the number goes over comfortably. So, but for video purposes and just in case it's close, and you know Vegas is sharp, guys. They're getting better with these spread picks as they weren't before, but they're getting better with them. I'm gonna go with that 240. So over in the Spurs and Hawks game. Both teams have just been scoring a boatload of points, and both of them play zero defense, like absolutely negative 0% defense. Don't confuse. I mean, Wemby possibly winning Defensive Player of the Year. Do not confuse that with the Spurs being a defensive team. So that's going to be our second pick. Third pick, we're going to go out to Denver, where the Pelicans come into town. Pretty healthy Pelicans team coming into town to face a pretty healthy Nuggets team. And I looked at some interesting stats, and that's why I wrote these down, because I wanted to give them to you guys. This is very, very helpful towards why I would make this pick. Just on paper alone, the Pelicans are a team that I think can score a great deal of points. They only average about 108, but the thing is they give up 118 points a game. The Nuggets score 120 points a game. So I was looking at the Nuggets team total over 124, which I do love, and you know, that can maybe make that a secondary pick. You know, if it hits, it's part of the video. If it doesn't, it wasn't. But my pick's going to be Denver minus 10.5, and I'll tell you why. The Pelicans have lost each of their last 10 road games against Western Conference opponents. The Nuggets have won 22 of their last 23 games at home against teams that held a losing record. So right there, I mean, the Nuggets have been beating the teams they're supposed to in Denver. The home team has covered the spread in each of the last 6 games between the Pelicans and the Nuggets. So, we are here in Denver. We want to take the Nuggets. And the Pelicans have failed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 8 road games against a Western Conference opponent that held a winning record. So when the Pelicans have to travel on the road to face a good Western Conference team, they get beat by the number almost every single time. So all of those things just point to Denver. I think that number's too low. I think the Nuggets win more by like 15 or so. But that's going to be our bet there. Nuggets minus 10.5. And then I got one pick in college basketball. It is a good slate. Some mid-major games that people may not want to bet because they don't know teams, but I have a chalky game for you. Arizona is traveling to Texas to take on the Longhorns. Arkansas is traveling to Texas to take on the Longhorns. Arkansas is coming off their biggest win in recent program history. They beat Kentucky. John Calipari game, revenge. They beat them by 10. Woohoo! Arkansas, they're back. Texas minus 7.5. Slam that shit. They're going to probably win by 10 or more. I like the way Texas plays at home. Arkansas, classic, absolutely the most classic letdown spot you could possibly have. Your coach has got you all amped up to beat this Kentucky team that he used to work for, the evil Blue Empire, and you beat them. And then you got to go face another sports blue blood in conference on the road and laying a semi-short number. 6 is about the number in basketball, in college basketball, where you start to get into iffies. 7.5, I love it. It's Texas all the way. So those are going to be our 4 picks. To recap again, we're going to go with the Thunder first half minus 7.5. We're going to go with the Hawks and Spurs over 240 points. We're going to go with the Denver Nuggets minus 10.5 at home against the Pelicans. And we are going to go with Arkansas getting their Razorbacks kicked by the Longhorns of Texas. We got Texas minus 7.5. Let's go make this money. Let's go green. Follow us on Twitter, Spreads and Props. Log in, get in there, look for some picks. We're going to post some more stuff. Let's go green, boys.